Well, it's been more than a year since Congress renewed the federal Superfund and poured millions of dollars into cleaning up toxic waste sites. There are complaints, though, that job is moving too slowly.
In tonight's cover story, Mark Phillips looks at one Mississippi town where residents say they're fighting for their lives. They believe a leaky chemical dump is killing them silently.
Columbia, Mississippi is a small town with big problems.
I've tried to be objective about it, and there is definitely health problems connected to this site.
In the center of town, there is an 81-acre site which used to be the home of the Rycold chemical plant. The plant closed in 1977 after a fire. What is left is a toxic waste burial ground. According to an Environmental Protection Agency report, only the Love Canal has more contamination. Chinaberry Street is one of 3 neighborhoods which border the Superfund site. Signs warn of the danger next door. But many of the residents who live on this street suspected as much a long time ago, after their pets died, after they began suffering from chronic kidney and liver disease, after some of their neighbors died of cancer.
Well, it's ruined the value of our places and then our health, too, I think.
It sure wasn't good for our health to place that way.
Richard and Gladys Turnage have lived on Chinaberry Street 33 years. Richard has skin cancer now, Gladys cirrhosis of the liver.
Now, the EPA's been in here already and has done some work. Do you think they've done a satisfactory job, or do you think that they've kind of dropped the ball? How do you rate that?
Well, they were doing all right for the time being, but they just quit. And they ain't giving us no answers like we need, and they're not coming back and clean up. They've only stuck to a standstill.
Originally, the EPA told Columbia residents there were no more than 300 barrels of some toxic substance buried at this site. They eventually dug up 3,900 barrels, and to this day, chemicals continue to ooze to the surface.
Broken bags of phenol are littered about. Tar-like substances dot the landscape. Benzene, toluene, dioxin, formaldehyde head the list of suspected carcinogens found here.
It spills over down there where you see the concrete and goes into a little creek, runs on down south of the site into Jingling Creek. And Jingling Creek goes on around, winds its way on down into the Pearl River.
The city's water supply may be contaminated. Tests have shown traces of toluene, benzene, and ethylbenzene in the water.
I got sick and I was vomiting up as black as this car right here.
Doctors told Murtis Randolph she has high levels of some of those chemicals in her system.
I don't even drink water no more from here. I hauled my water in.
Before the dump was exposed, children used to crawfish in the polluted ponds and pick wild berries where chemical drums were buried. Although the EPA has done emergency work in Columbia, the job is far from complete, and many residents believe the damage will not truly be determined for years.
You get up every day wondering. She gets bigger every day, and pretty soon she's going to be up big enough where she likes to wonder, too, like we did when we were little.
The legal battles are expected to take years, but nearly 1,000 Columbia residents have joined together, promising to fight until their town is safe once again.
And I think they figured we're ignorant down here, you know? We're ignorant, and to some extent, maybe we are. Maybe we were, but we're getting smarter, and we're not going to let this happen anymore.
For 5 o'clock New Orleans, I'm Mark Phillips.
Well, if you love redfish,